Yo, what's good YouTube, man? It's Gabriel, just another Fan TV, man. Back at another video at the content. This video, go and smash that like button at the content of this channel. Go ahead and subscribe, man. Look, so, all right, Ravens training camp day 6, man. We're back at it again. I just want to start off by saying that, once again, RIP to Jacoby Jones. I believe today was his funeral in his hometown, New Orleans, I believe. So RIP to him, prayers to his family. Some Ravens players and some ex-Ravens as well went down there to the funeral. I believe Joe Flacco missed practice with the Colts to go down there. So, definitely keeping his family in our prayers. So yeah, man, I just took a missed practice today. I'm not sure if it was for that, but that's a possibility as well. All right. So, but we're gonna talk about the Ravens today. Injuries, offense, defense, how we normally do it. So we're gonna just hop right into it. All right. So on the injury front, right, or guys that missed practice. Okay. So Justin Tucker, Zay Flowers, Kyle Van Noy, Adisa Isaac, Keaton Mitchell, T.J. Tampa. Now, as far as Zay Flowers, he is not hurt. A family member or a close friend, something like that, they didn't really specify, is getting married. So he's at a wedding, right? So I'm sure when the Ravens come back for practice, he'll be back. But right now, Zay Flowers is at a wedding. So congratulations to him and his peoples and whoever's getting married, right? All right, so Kyle Van Noy still has the neck thing that John Harbaugh didn't specify too much. And then, your regulars with Adisa Isaac, Keaton Mitchell, T.J. Tampa, all right? Now, name that is missing from that list obviously is Lamar Jackson. Oh, sorry, one more thing. Trayvon Mullen, cornerback, who's had a solid start to training camp, was actually carted off the field with an upper body, shoulder kind of injury during practice. So that's kind of the first serious injury that a Ravens player has suffered during training camp. So hopefully that is not too bad, right? I'm saying it's serious because he had to get put on the cart, but hopefully it's not too bad. We'll see. But he did get injured during practice, okay? Now, like I was saying, one name you don't see on this list is Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson is officially back to practice, and this time he actually practiced in full, right? So it wasn't, he's out there for an hour, off 15 minutes, and then he went back inside. No, he had a full-on practice in pads, and to no one's surprise, this was the best day the offense has had so far at training camp. All right, that was really one of my biggest questions that I was thinking about is that when Lamar Jackson come back, what changes, right? How high can the offense go? And him being his MVP self, he took it right to the ceiling, right? So, all right, let's talk about Lamar Jackson's day, right? So, Likely and Isaiah Likely and Mark Andrews heavily involved in the mix. Rashad Bateman got the catches in there as well. So when you talk about your main targets, right? Likely, Bateman, Andrews, and obviously Zay wasn't there because, like you said, he's at the wedding, right? But all getting involved, all from Lamar Jackson, right? That's what you want to see, right? Guys that are going to be making plays during a regular season, them and Lamar Jackson are on the same page. That's what you want to see, right? All right. There was a big play off of play action, right? Lamar Jackson to Tylan Wallace, 50-yard catch and run kind of touchdown, okay? Tylan Wallace is a guy that we really mainly thinking about as a special teams kind of player, but you can't forget his career coming out of Oklahoma State, where he was a top-notch wide receiver at his university, right? So for Tylan Wallace, we really don't know how many opportunities he's going to get to truly play wide receiver for the Ravens this upcoming season. But when he gets the chance to make a play, I'm glad that he's making the plays out there, right? And then kind of the highlight of Lamar Jackson's day, right? 2-minute drill, like a minute and 20 seconds on the clock. The Ravens got to go 60 yards to score, right? Lamar Jackson goes 5 for 6 in the 2-minute drill, and then ends it with a touchdown pass to Nelson Agholor with like 30 seconds left on the clock, right? So let's talk about how Lamar Jackson comes back, right? We don't know exactly what was going on, but he wasn't feeling good a couple of days ago, couldn't finish practice. Now, his first full practice, he's out there delivering to his receivers over and over and over again, right? I think for me, the biggest thing is that I'm glad that it wasn't too much rush for Lamar. That is something that I think was a genuine concern, right? Will he be able to just come back in, hop right in right away, right? Now, the day wasn't all perfect, right? He did throw 2 interceptions, both to Marlon Humphrey. They said it could have been miscommunications between him and the wide receivers, right? But one was in 11 on 11s and one was in 7 on 7s, and that's pretty much as they've got it written down here. That was the major highlight for the defense today, right? So when you call them off of, we come off the previous 5 practices where, I'm talking about mainly the defensive things that's happening, right? You got pressures, you got interceptions, you got guys deflecting passes, making plays on the ball. continuously, whether it's first team, second team, third team, right? Lamar Jackson comes back. I'm not gonna say the defense had a bad day, but it seems like the first day where the offense might have even won the day, right? So for me, that's great news, right? It doesn't make me think any less of the defense or anything like that. It just makes me feel that, Lamar Jackson is going up against one of the best defenses in the league. I still think the Ravens are that a premier defense, and he's slicing his way through the defense, right? I love to hear those kind of things, right? To be quite honest, right? So the two interceptions, if they were truly miscommunications, I don't know who he was throwing the ball to. When Marlon Humphrey called the interceptions, I don't know. They didn't really say that. But if there's truly miscommunications, then, they got to tighten that up, right? So, Lamar has missed, 5 practices pretty much, right? He did practice for that one, but it seemed like he didn't get a lot of work in when he did practice. I think he had like 5 official kind of throws on 11 on 11s in that one practice he missed, right? That one practice where he came out and then went back in. All right, so for this to be his first official, really full practice, going against a top-notch defense, going against Zach Who I just complimented heavy yesterday with his schemes and disguising the pressure, sending guys, getting free rushers. For Lamar Jackson to have this kind of day is nothing but a good sign for the Ravens, right? I think that going into next week when, you're going to get guys back, Zay Flowers and all the guys back, and we're going to have good on good, we're going to really see how the scales have tipped, right? Will the offense now rattle off positive day after positive day after positive day, and defense will have to rebound, or will the defense make their adjustments and now go back to being that dominant defense that they've been this first week of training camp, right? So either way how you ever try to shape it, it's glad to have Lamar Jackson back. I'm glad that he's feeling closer to himself, right? We don't know how good he's feeling entirely, but as far as his play goes, he looks like Lamar Jackson. Right? He sounds like Lamar Jackson. So I'm happy to hear that. So that's pretty much your Ravens training camp report for today. That the offense had by far, really by far their best practice of training camp with Lamar Jackson in the mix, doing everything for the offense. As far as throwing the ball down the field, short passes, intermediate, really getting the ball in the playmaker's hands. Right. So. You love to hear that. All right. So that's where we're going to leave it right there. If you have any thoughts, comments, please leave them down below. I reply to all comments. We can talk about it down there. And, once again, RIP to Jacoby Jones. Once a Raven, always a Raven. And really, I said this before previously, one of the most memorable Ravens in such a short period of time, to be gone at 40 years old is tragic. So, thoughts and prayers with his family. And I'm happy that he was a Raven, right? Because he really gave a lot of joy to the city, to this fan base when he was here, and even beyond that when he did outside of football, which was way bigger and way more important. I picture Jacoby Jones, man. But I'm gonna get out of here, man. It's Gabriel to the Fan TV. I'm out.